And we're live. I believe so. Anyways, so let me see here. Alright, it says we are green, which means we are live. So, for those of you who are watching this back on replay, the title of this video, I can't wait for this to be over. I'm talking about freaking school. Reason being, I've only uploaded like a couple videos this week because I made them before I left for my little vacation. Then I got back and I got so much homework and crap to do and writing papers and stuff. So I just finished my paper and I'm doing this and I cannot wait for school to be over. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Mark, freaking Hayden, Bucky Boy, Ice Sage, where is all you guys going? Wolf Dog, Carlton, Sean, American First, want to be an Army Ranger, what workout stuff should I do? A lot. If you want to be an Army Ranger, you need to be doing all kinds of working out stuff, not just the push-ups and sit-up stuff. Also with the emphasis on ruck marching, so you need to make sure you're ruck marching before you leave for basic training. What's up, Riley? Riley and Flynn's Vlogs and Games. Taryn, everybody. Morgan, what's up? Steve, Icon Family, Second Lieutenant. Sup, Second Lieutenant? I'm not a Second Lieutenant yet. Almost a Second Lieutenant in just a little bit. That's also another reason why I cannot wait for this stuff to be over, or for school to be over, because I will be an officer. Hey brother, are you making a supplement line partner up with Nick Bear? Yeah, I actually am sponsored by BPN, Bear Performance Nutrition, which is Nick Bear's company. I used their supplements for a while before ever, trying to get sponsored and stuff by them. So I actually use all their stuff. And I don't think I'm never going to have my own supplement line. That's not something that I want to do. When am I going to BPN? Whenever I go to Texas. So I'm welcome to go up there to BPN in their office and stuff and hang out with them whenever I go to Texas. So whenever that'll be, I am not 100% sure yet. So I'm not sure. The notification I've been waiting to get stream. Connor Murray. Man. So also, my throat is hurting a little bit, so I don't know how long we're going to go. I'm not feeling too great, but I kind of feel bad because I haven't uploaded that much this week, so I'm going to be live streaming today. I wouldn't count on a live stream tomorrow, but I also wouldn't be surprised if I do a live stream either tomorrow or Sunday. So, I can't believe you said my name. Morgan Rose. Saying it again. What are you doing? I'm live streaming right now. That's what I'm doing. I watch your videos frequently, and I've caught your live. Nice. So how's your day going? My day has literally been going. I went to my car dealership because I had to get something fixed for my car. There was like some kind of like safety recall thing with like the software, so I had to do that this morning. And then I came back up here and had to finish writing like a 7-page paper. So that's pretty much been my day. I haven't gone to the gym yet because the gym on, what day is today? The gym, it's Friday. So the gym closes on Fridays at like 9 p.m. So I didn't have time to do my paper and do all that stuff and go to the gym. So that kind of sucks. So I guess today's a rest day. So anyways, how much peanut butter do you want for your bed? If you just give me the peanut butter for like the flag and stuff, I'm pretty sure that'll be, good to go, or some other things. But I don't want peanut butter for my bed. That would be a lot. That would be like a lot. That's like a year's supply worth plus. That's like more than a year's supply. That's like freaking 5 years supply of peanut butter. And that's not worth me giving you my bed for it. So question, my hubby is at basic. He busts his knee and he has to get medicaled out. So that's not a question. That's more of a statement. But yeah, if he screwed up his knee, he might be getting sent home. If you're saying that he's getting like medically wavered out, then that just sucks, I guess. I mean, that's not really a question, like I said. David Allen. Hey Matthew, I was creating a presentation to school and about why you should join the military. I'm going to mention your enlistment deficit problems too. Would it be okay if you be my source? Yes, that would be actually pretty awesome. And yeah, and so here's video reference of me allowing you for me to be your source, if that makes sense. So oh my gosh, we got the freaking MLG, OG, all the OGGs, everything. Luke's Truck and Life coming in. It's the word, time and location of your commissioning again, please. It's actually a little bit different than what I was originally expecting. Actually, it's either 1 of 2 days because I've heard 2 different things now. I've heard 2 different things. I might have to actually, let me do this. So let me go check my email because I thought it was 1 day, but then I just got an email saying that it was another day. Commissioning. So right now I gotta submit like pictures and stuff for the commissioning ceremony. When is the commissioning ceremony? Oh gosh, commissioning ceremony stuff and things. I don't know. I got some kind of email. I will let you guys know when my commissioning ceremony is because I actually think it would be like legit awesome if you guys showed up. It's either May 11th or it's May 13th at the High Rise UNCC building in Charlotte. It's not at UNCC's campus. It's at a High Rise building in Charlotte. It's either May 11th or May 13th. I thought it was May 13th, but then I think I saw in an email it said May 11th. Not 100% sure. That might be some kind of like little training thing beforehand. But I will let you guys know 400% sure. So like if any of you guys want to meet me, like that will be a time and a place where you guys can meet me out in the open and talk to me and stuff like after the commissioning ceremony and stuff. That would actually be like legit awesome. That would be really cool. So we got Taryn Neal. Am I allowed to use a plain black Fitbit at basic? No, you cannot use a Fitbit at basic training. Definitely not. You can't use any smartwatches or anything like that as well. You can have like, normal watches, G-Shock watches and stuff like that. But you can't have any kind of little piece of technology. Also, yeah, so you're not going to be able to use it. I'm sorry. What would you recommend, active duty or Army Reserves? Brit C. That is a question that I get a lot, and it's also a question that I can't answer for you because that is literally up to you. What's better, active duty or reserves or National Guard? It's up to you. It's up to what you want to do with your life. So if you don't really have any big things that you want to do on the civilian sector, the civilian side, you don't have a whole bunch of stuff you want to do right now, go active duty. That's probably going to be the better option for you. If you've got a lot of other things that you want to do, if you want to go to college while being in the military, then do the Army Reserves and the National Guard. If you've got another job that you really, really enjoy that you wouldn't be able to do if you're active duty, then go Army Reserves or go National Guard. That would be the better option for you. So it just depends on what you want to do. Hey, your boy Jacob. What's up, Jacob? Hey, I live in Europe, but I really like your videos. I can't really stay, but hope you're doing well. Yeah, if you're in Europe right now, it's got to be late. It's 9 p.m. here. What's the time difference there? Is it like 4 hours? 5 hours? It's something crazy like that. I'm not sure. What is the best MOS to get into combat? I would say, if that's the question, then I would say Special Forces. Other than that, then go in the 75th Ranger Regiment, Infantry, 75th Ranger Regiment. Hey Matt, Cassandra Altman, you changed your profile pic. When did I change my profile pic? What? Are you looking at another person? By the way, I got a funny message. Somebody sent me a question on Instagram the other day, and they said, "Do you like the YouTuber Matt Ward?" And so I'm thinking, were they like trying to send that to somebody else, or do they not know that I am me? I don't know. Hey, what's your major? It is computer science. Savage Serial Killer 54. And when do you ship out? Yes, I remember you, by the way. I remember the name. Man, you were here a long time ago. But when do I ship out? I don't ship out at any time. There's not a time for me to ship out. Jonathan Jimenez, I'm pretty sure. Shout out Addison Bourbon, please. He's at Fort Jackson. We big fans. I wish I wouldn't just trash that name right now. Shout out to Addisic Bourbon. Gosh. Shout out to you guys. And Jonathan Jimenez, thank you for the super chat. You guys are awesome. How do you get a waiver? If you're trying to get in the military, you're trying to get a waiver, just talk to the recruiter about that. That will be good to go. You'll go through all the processes with them. Self-harm, scars, and MEPS. So yeah, you shouldn't be somebody who's like cutting themselves and stuff whenever you go to MEPS. That's not a good thing. You're gonna get sent home and stuff. And then scars, yeah. So I've had a couple people actually in the past week tell me about how they went to MEPS and they had a scar, and then they got sent home because of that scar, and then they had to get that checked out. So if you are going to MEPS and you've got like a scar on your arm or something from maybe a broken bone, but then you didn't put that on your paperwork, where the people at MEPS are gonna be like, oh, what's that scar? You know, where did that come from? And you're gonna be like, oh, it's from nothing. Or even if it's a scar and it's really from nothing serious, if you have a scar, then they're gonna want to get that checked out by a doctor. So they'll probably send you home because you got your scar. Go see a doctor. They're gonna probably request your medical information now. And then yeah, 5 hours ahead of us, depending on what part of Europe you're referring to. Okay, I got a friend to subscribe, Zachary Brink. Thank you. I need to catch up on these messages. It's hard. It is, guys, it is difficult now to read all these messages. I'm just telling you. My little bro is hoping to get in 75th. We'll make sure he's training hard. He's training hard. Hi, Matt. William Dodd. How many questions do they ask you on the electrical information? Are you talking about the ASVAB? If you're talking about that, I can't remember how the ASVAB exactly how it was divvied up. I think it was like 20 questions and you had like 25 minutes or something, or you had 20, it was something like that. So around about that, maybe. Oh, that was you who asked that question. It was a joke. Okay. Gotcha. That's kind of funny that you're in this live stream. I'm thinking like, do you like the YouTuber Matt, where it's like, that doesn't make sense? What are your thoughts on ROTC versus OCS? It depends on what you want to do. So if you're in like the end of your third year of college to your fourth year of college, then you're probably going to want to go OCS, because if you do ROTC, you're going to at least have to do those 2 years. And if you've got less than 2 years left of college, then you might as well just graduate college and then enlist in the military with OCS on your contract, because you can do that. You can enlist into the military if you already have a 4-year degree. If you already have a 4-year degree, and get OCS on your contract. So go to basic training, and then you'll go immediately after basic training to OCS. You're not going to go to AIT or anything like that, because you're not going to have a specific MOS. And then you're going to go through OCS, then you'll get that whole process and become an officer. So ROTC versus OCS, it just, I think, depends on where you are in college. If you've got more than 3 years of college left, then I suggest doing ROTC if you want to. When is your brother coming home? America First, that's actually a really good question. I believe he comes home in 6 days. He's got like one more mission to do. Like right now, like I think he just left the other day. And then they are coming back from that mission. I don't know what he's doing, obviously, but they're coming back from that. And then he said just the other day it was like 6 days left until he comes home. So it should be in about a week. So next week my brother should be coming home, which will be awesome. And we will be doing a live stream together. At least I'm going to force him. I'm going to force my brother to do a live stream with you guys. Because if you guys did not know, my younger brother, James Ward, is in Afghanistan right now. He's been there for, I don't know, it's been like 7 months or something. So he's been deployed in Afghanistan for like 6 or 7 months. It's been a little while. And he's coming back next week. And so we can do a live stream together, and you guys can ask him about, his deployment and what that was like and all that stuff, and them fighting the Taliban and, some of that, cool stuff or whatever that I have not personally experienced before yet. So that will be a fun thing to do. Can you do infantry in the reserves? No, you cannot. But you can do infantry in the National Guard, because the National Guard is like a state militia, so a state military, so they have all of the different MOSs, at least from what I understand, basically all of the MOSs. Army Reserves is support. The Army Reserves is in support of active duty, so it's all support MOSs. My uncle was in the Marines. He said you should say no to as many medical questions you can, but don't lie with obvious stuff. Yes, that is true. If you ever say yes to anything on one of the medical questions, you're going to have to get proof for it. If it's something that you're going to have to talk with the doctor about, it just prolongs your process. So if it's not serious, they generally just tell you to check no. So Army Reserves or regular Army. I just talked about that. When are we going to get a chance to hear your command voice? Ooh, that's a breezy. Breezy B, that's a good thing. That's a good little question. I literally have no clue. Although I actually do have a pretty good command voice for the kind of voice that I have or whatever. I got really good at it, or I got way better at it at basic training, because when I was at basic training, I was a platoon leader, and I marched the platoon everywhere. I was terrible at first. You know, my voice would crack and stuff. Like, I was not good at yelling super loud because I'm not the kind of person that yells a lot. So what I did literally during PT and all that stuff is I practiced my command voice all the time, yelling numbers and all that stuff. So I got much better at it. And I'm a lot better at projecting my voice louder now than I used to be. So when are you guys going to hear it? I literally have no clue, but this channel is going to be around for a long time. So, you know, maybe stick around and there'll be some kind of scenario where I am being recorded and you guys will hear that. What's your rank? I'm a cadet. I used to be E4 specialist, enlisted as an E3 PFC. Once you become a cadet, you're not enlisted anymore, but you're not quite an officer yet. You get paid as an E5, but I will be a second lieutenant in approximately 2 months. Oh my God, it's in like 2 months, y'all. Considering everything goes okay, it's in freaking like 2 months. What the freak? That's crazy. Can I use honey instead of peanut butter for your bed? No. RSP isn't too bad. It's like it gives you a sneak peek of basic training. Funny fact, I have a louder, stronger NCO bark than my husband. Really, Ann? Really? That's funny. Mind over matter. I have autism. No, you can't join the military if you have autism. If we're not physically ready, will they make us ready? Yes. If you are in horrible shape at when you get to basic training, you will become ready as long as you push yourself at the end of basic training. They will get you there, but your time at basic training is going to be a heck of a lot worse if you get to basic training in horrible shape. I'm just telling you guys. It's going to be a whole lot worse. But you will eventually pass that PT test. Another thing that you guys might not know, when you're at basic training, if you look online, so if you Google right now, the Army APFT scores and what you have to get to pass, if you look at like the scores and you want to calculate your score and stuff, at basic training, you only have to get 50% in each category, which means you only have to total up to 150 points. So the minimum amount of points you can get is 150. The way it works is you can't get like 100 points in one event and get like 20 points in another. You have to pass all 3 events. So to pass all 3 events, you're going to get 50 points in each, which adds up to 150 points. That's only at basic training. Once you pass basic training and you get past basic training, once you get an AIT and beyond, it is 60 points. So you have to get 60% in all this stuff. So if you barely pass the PT test at basic training, the majority of those people fail the first PT test at AIT because it just bumps you up to 60%. So I have no clue what the minimum is for the stuff. I literally do not keep track of the minimums for the PT score because I could care less about what the minimum is. But let's say for push-ups, for example, it's 35 push-ups for the minimum. You get that finally at the end of basic training, and then the next week you go to AIT, and then the minimum is all of a sudden 42 push-ups, 7 push-ups more. You're probably going to fail that. You might not improve your push-ups that much in just a matter of like 3 days. So, well, it'll be more than 3 days. It'll be like a week, but still. It's 60 now, not 50? Did they literally just change that? Because, oh my gosh. Because whenever I went, I mean, this was only like 2 years ago. Whenever I went, it was 50% from I think it's switching from 50 to 60 soon. That's what my first sergeant told us. Okay. All right. So that must be a coming soon change or a possibly change that's happened already with the people. So anyways, do they beat you in training? No. How do I get my boots really shiny? I want my CO to have his reflection in my boots. Geek Source, well, if you're trying to get your boots to be reflective for the army boots, it's going to be impossible because they're like made out of leather. You're not going to make them shine. The ASU boot or the ASU shoes, the dress shoes that you wear, are naturally shined, so you don't have to shine them. I smoke cigarettes. Will I die in basic training? No, there's a lot of people that smoke cigarettes at basic training. It would be in your best interest to try and quit before going to basic training, so you're not going through the withdrawals while you're at basic training. Oh my gosh. Luke's Trucking Life with the freaking super chat again. Do promotion points work different for enlisted and officers? Yes, I do believe. All right, so officers, the promotions is, from what I understand, it's not based off of points. Obviously, I'm not an officer. I've been enlisted before, but I'm not an officer. Promotions just work differently in general for enlisted versus officer. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, when you're in the military, the promotion points and stuff, the amount of points you accumulate and stuff for lower enlisted doesn't really matter. It only matters once you get up to the NCO ranks, and you have to reach a certain amount of points to be able to rank up to the next rank. And then for the officer side, it's more of things that you have to do in order to make it to the next rank, right? So it's not necessarily the points, it's more of what you have to do. For NCOs, it's the points and doing those things and getting that point threshold and then being able to be promotable. So yes, it is different, although officers aren't really going off of the point system as much as the enlisted soldiers are. And again, when you're E1 to E4, that's going to be like an automatic time and service promotion. So the points and all that stuff doesn't actually matter. Kenny McCormick plays. You inspire me to train for the Army. Heck, I know everything about the Army because of you. Thanks, man. Keep doing what you're doing from a future Army soldier. Thank you. I appreciate it. I tried my best to take everything that I know in my brain and put it in a video and tell you guys there's still plenty of stuff. So you're not going to know everything about the Army, but I am doing my best to get you guys, if you were to watch all of my videos, to have a good understanding of what my experience has been in the military so far. Because obviously the videos I make are on my experience. Sometimes I bring in other people's experience or things people have told me that are close to me that I super duper trust. Sometimes I do that, but yeah, I do my best to take everything that I've learned and tell you guys. So Austin K over here with $14.99. It's like you're purchasing something at a store. Well, it's only for $14.99 super chat. Hey man, I love your videos and know you will become huge soon. I need to drop 30 pounds before I enlist. It's hard, but I know I can do it. Thanks for being so inspiring. Yeah, 30 pounds is not something to that you should be taking lightly. 30 pounds is a lot because if you're just now starting out, Austin, to lose weight, you're probably going to lose about 10 pounds pretty quickly. And then once you lose that, that's kind of like the initial little bit of water weight, a little bit of the basic fat stuff. So once you get the first 10 pounds out of the way, then you're going to really start to grind to get those last 20 pounds to leave. But thank you. I really appreciate it. And becoming huge soon. That will be really cool. Fun fact for you guys. Yesterday, actually the last 3 days, for some reason, the channel has just exploded, like, randomly. One of my videos that I uploaded, like, a couple of weeks ago has just been, like, just YouTube just randomly decided to be like, hey, let's make this video go extremely popular and viral, because in the last, in a couple of weeks, in, I think, the 2 weeks that I had uploaded it before it started blowing up, it had gotten, like, 40-something thousand views. And in the past 2 days, it's gotten 30,000. So in a couple weeks, it got 40,000, which is super good for one of my videos. And then in the past 2 days, it's gotten 30,000 views. And I'm just like, but why? I don't understand. I don't understand why this video. But yeah, so that was a nice little bump the past few days. Every now and then that stuff happens to, I guess, YouTubers in general. You just got to be consistent. And then every now and then something's just like, hey, we're going to have this catch on. But yeah, we're getting real darn freaking close to 30,000 subscribers, which is mind freaking blowing. It's just freaking, it is insane. It is insane. Is there metalwork and welding in the Army? Yes, there is. I'm not sure exactly what the MOS is, but yes. Oh my gosh. You're awesome and you influence me, Zachary. Thank you. And I do try my best to be a good influence to you guys and to actually practice what I preach with you guys. You know, especially when it comes to like the physical fitness and stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I do the push-up challenge for you guys. And I want to show you guys me doing good form push-ups and doing them consistently for you guys, so I can get you guys to do that stuff. So I'm trying to be a good influence to y'all as well. Austin, again, with $9.99 for that super chat. Just, you know. You may want to join the Army. I messaged you a couple times on Snapchat for advice on Army Reserves or active. I chose active. I've been training hard and running every day. That is awesome. The only thing I want to caution you is, I don't talk about this too much, but if you haven't been running a lot and then you run every day, I just urge you to take it kind of slowly, especially depending on how long you have until you're leaving for your ship date. So if you've got a couple months until you leave, like 3 or 4 months or more until you leave for basic training, and you haven't been running a lot or at all, then make sure you start out slowly, because you could start to develop shin splints and stuff and leg issues if you just right out the gate start running, 3, 4, 5 mile runs. You're going to get shin splints, especially if your form isn't all that right, because a lot of people who don't run a lot, when they run, their form is not going to be all that great. It's not going to be all that efficient. It's going to be hard on your joints. So make sure whenever you're running, super proud of you for running every day. That is awesome. Just make sure that you're progressively increasing if you haven't been running a lot already. And I mean, even I experienced that. Whenever I went from running recently in this past year. Well, not in the past year. It's 2017 when I went from running around about 10 miles a week to trying to have to run about 30 miles a week. I jumped up real quick and I started running a lot more than I was used to. And then I started getting even leg issues, because going from 10 miles a week and doubling that up to 20 to 30 miles a week is a big jump. So if you're going from no running to trying to do 10 miles a week, that's going to be a bit of an issue. Jacob, I just subscribed to your channel. Can't wait for the face reveal at 30,000. I guess it's just like a little joke that you guys have now. So yeah, face reveal, 30,000 subscribers, because this isn't me. It is funny that used to be a thing. For those of you guys who didn't know, back in the day, like way back in the day, whenever I used to make Call of Duty related videos, whenever I first started making YouTube videos, there were Call of Duty commentaries, and for a while it was like do a face reveal, because it was just Call of Duty commentaries. You had the gameplay that a lot of YouTubers did. It was just the gameplay. You didn't see their face or anything. And then it was just always like, when's there going to be a face reveal? When's there going to be a face reveal? I don't remember when my face reveal was. But it was probably a horrible video. Because, I've always made videos for fun, because I like doing them, and it's also it's also fun for you to just create videos and post it online, because you can look back at it at a later date. Because if you think about it, if you're my age, so if you're in like your 20s or so, there's a lot of like family videos that you probably have of you in your childhood. There's not as much of those nowadays, because things are just kind of posted on social media and stuff. There's not really any family videos, and some of this stuff these videos I made that are like 6 years old, back whenever I was like 17, 18 years old, those are actually kind of funny to look back at and just laugh at myself on how terrible I was. And I'm not that I'm like the greatest video creator ever in the world right now. I'm no Peter McKinnon, if you guys know who that is, but it's just funny to look back at these things. Man. Oh, I've been going 30 minutes. I'm surprised my throat is still holding up well. Hey, if you guys have a chance to do distance and track, it will help that what I'm doing. Yeah, if you're still in high school and you don't play a sport, I would just suggest to just go out for track or try out for track. Just be on the track team, the cross-country team or something. Obviously, if you're in extremely bad shape and you can't run a mile in less than 8 minutes, probably not the greatest idea. Maybe try doing something else. But if you can run a relatively good paced mile, try going cross country, try doing one of those things, because that will help you a lot whenever it comes to the military. A lot of the best people that are runners in the military used to do cross country in high school. I didn't. A lot of times people will be like, man, you did like a 12-something 2-mile run. Did you ever do cross country? No, I didn't. I played baseball and basketball and football in high school. What was that question? Matt, have you utilized lodging in kind as reserves, and how does that typically work? In kind as reserves, and how does that typically work? No, I haven't, but I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about. But I know for a fact that I haven't. Hey, I need to go. Have a nice morning or night, whatever. But bye, hearts, smiley faces, hearts. I don't want to go, but I have to. Crying face, sad face, tear with a cat face. That's funny. Austin K with another super chat. What is going on, man? I have to go. Thanks for everything. God bless. Thank you with that $1.99. It's just, I love the fact that it's like $1.99. It's just like, I feel like it's a store purchase thing. I don't know. Everybody else is just like $2, and you're like $1.99. I'm gonna be different. That is fine with me. Be different. Be yourself. Anyways, gosh. Matt, what's your gun setup? If you go and look at my 10,000 subscriber video, which I made back in December, the very beginning of December was when I hit 10,000 subscribers. For those of you who are curious, if you go watch that video, you can see me just firing my AR-15, which is a Ruger AR-556. There's really nothing special to it. I bought one purposely to be basic and to be similar to an M4. So there's really not that much special to it. I'm 26. I've got my 2-mile run, or 2-mile time down from 26 to 22 in the last 4 weeks. Haven't ran since high school. Yeah, that sounds about right. If you haven't ran since high school, you're 26. You and me both know that's a long time. I'm about to be 25, so high school is starting to be a really long time ago for me. But yeah, that's good. In 4 weeks, dropping it a minute per week, that's really good. I believe you can get that down to 18 minutes in the next, month or so. So definitely for sure. Matt looks like Captain Winters from Band of Brothers, America First. That is what I hear a lot. There's like a couple different people that people tell me I look a lot alike all the time, and that is one of them. And I don't even know what he looks like, honestly. What is his name? Because this is the first time that I've been in front of a computer when somebody has said that. Captain Winters. I don't think so. I don't see it. I don't see the resemblance. I do not see the resemblance. MREs are so delicious. Why does nobody agree? Lalo Garcia, if you are eating an MRE and you're heating it up, MREs are way, like a million times better when you get the chance to heat them up. The only thing is when you're at basic training, you're not going to have much time to heat them up, so you're going to be eating MREs cold 90% of the time. They do not taste as good when they're cold. They don't. If you heat up an MRE, it's just like way better. Way better. Any tips for high school before military? So like any tips for high school? My only thing is high school is just like a piece of cake whenever it comes to really anything in life. High school is just not that bad. But I don't know, are you doing ROTC? Are you getting physically ready? I mean, there's not much that you can do. A lot of the things that I talk about helps you get mentally prepared. Getting physically prepared is the big thing. But 5 miles in 33 minutes, you can easily do 2 miles. Man, Luke, what you doing, bro? Would you consider helping me make a fitness and meal plan for financial compensation? Luke, I will do it for free. It depends on how in-depth you want it to be. But if you just message me and stuff, and we would have to get the whole down low on your goals, your current status of how you are, what your plans are for working out and stuff. So you can just message me, send me a message on Instagram, and we can talk about it. But just for free. I don't want to get paid. I tried the whole personal trainer thing, last year. It was like late 2016, early 2017. Tried the whole personal trainer thing. Did not like it because I did not like getting paid to basically help somebody get physically ready. I like to help people just through the sheer goodness of me wanting to help people accomplish their goals. I just enjoy doing that. But then whenever you're like paying me to do that, like I just don't like that. So I'd rather just help honestly people for free because I don't, it just adds extra pressure to it, Mr. Bacon, what's up? What do your grades have to be to get into ROTC? America First, if you're talking about college ROTC, your high school grades don't really matter. You just got to get into the college. So college ROTC, once you get into the college, you don't have to have any kind of special grades and stuff to take ROTC, but you do have to have a certain GPA to be contracted, and the minimum GPA to be contracted in ROTC is 2.5. And that's not saying that if you have a 2.5, you're going to be good to go. If you're trying to go active duty, you're going to want your GPA. So let me rephrase this. If you are trying to go active duty through ROTC, and you have 2, maybe 3 jobs, MOS's branches that you want to do, and you don't want to have any other job, then you're probably going to need to have your GPA above a 3.5. If you have a GPA below a 3.5, then it's a high possibility that you're not going to get your first, second pick. And if you have like a below 3.0 GPA, there's a possibility that you might not even get active duty. Because the way it works is the majority of people request active duty, and then the people who don't make when the active duty slots fill up, then they start filling up the National Guard and Army Reserve slots. I was different because I requested the Army Reserves. I didn't get forced into the Army Reserves. I requested it. So you need a 2.5 GPA to be contracted. But in order to get the job that you want, especially if you're going active duty, you're going to need something as close to or higher than a 3.5 GPA. Matt, did you see Black Panther? Yes, I did. And I thought it was really good. Fun fact, actually, it's kind of funny because if you guys didn't know, if you're not following me on social media, I was just up in Vermont and Boston this past weekend. And I went to Boston, and while I was in Boston, I had to wait for a bus to go up to Vermont. And while I was waiting in Boston, I saw the first half of Black Panther. Then when I got to Vermont, the person that I was going to see wasn't off work yet, so I ended up watching the last half of Black Panther. So it was kind of funny that I watched it like 2 different times a day. It was just something I did to kill time, but it was definitely a good movie. Definitely really good. It was definitely better than I expected it to be. Whenever they first announced they were going to make a movie on Black Panther, I'm like, what are they gonna do it on? And there's just like this whole world that you didn't really know existed, which is really interesting. And I can't wait for Avengers Infinity War to come out. I definitely like all the Marvel things. Do you have any book recommendations, Milan Frey? As far as like military related books, I would say no. My only thing is first of all, I hate reading books, but I don't mind listening to the audiobooks. And I do have on Audible. I think it's the secretary, I don't know, there's some super hype, like a general or somebody, that he releases a reading list every year. And I added a couple things. So one of the books is called The Future of Power, Great Powers in Geopolitical Change. What are some other books that I read? The Accidental Power, The Next... Well, I don't want to play it. The Accidental Power, The Next Generation of American Preeminence, and The Coming Global Disorder by Peter Zenon. So I mean, I really don't have like a book suggestion, but there is like a reading list released by like the military basically, or one of the super high up generals or the Secretary of Defense or somebody releases like books for people to read. So anyways, but if you're talking about getting ready for basic training, yeah, so you can get the Soldier's Blue Book. Somebody just said that. That is something that's good to get. How fast do you think you can run? It's not how fast do I think I can run. I know how fast I can run because I run like every day. So it's how fast do I think I can run what distance? You know, how fast can I do a 40-yard or the 40-yard dash? I think my time for that, what was that in high school? I think it was like 4.6. I think 4.6 seconds. It was like 4.67 or something was like my fastest 40-yard dash. Yeah, that's what it was, I believe. But you know, if you're talking about mile time, like my fastest mile time is like 5:30, and I did that while I was doing a 2-mile run, and then my fastest 2-mile run is 11:43. Can't do that now. Recently, I did a 12:53 for a 2-mile run, so that's about where I'm at right now. Matt, you like Burger King lettuce? I really don't eat Burger King because I just don't go to Burger King. I didn't grow up with it. Whenever I grew up as a kid, I was a McDonald's kid. My family, we ate off of the dollar menu, and Burger King was expensive, so I never went to Burger King, so it's just not something that I think about. Not that I go to McDonald's all the time, but, you know, anyways. I went to basic with you, Matt. Did you really? That would be cool. I mean, there's a lot of people that I've noticed. People that are my friends in AIT and stuff, or not really my friends. People who are in the company that I was at AIT with, people who I went to basic with, are messaging me like all the time now because I'm like freaking, you know, I got 80,000 views in the past 2 days. 2 days, 80,000 views. That's a lot of freaking people. So, anyways, I wouldn't be surprised, but that's actually really cool. That is really cool. The only thing I'm really curious about is if my drill sergeants have seen these videos. That would be really crazy. That would be scary almost. What's your favorite color? Red. Right here. In this super comfortable blanket. Do you think you can whoop me in push-ups? Breezy Beat, yes I do. I can do... see, the thing is, some people will say that they can do more push-ups than me, but then whenever I see them do push-ups, they're not even real push-ups. So I'm doing much better form push-ups than them. I'm not saying that I can do more push-ups than like anybody out there. I'm just saying it's few and far between. I make it a point to do my best. Again, I'm trying to be an example for you guys. So I make it a point to do a lot of push-ups and to do really good form. So I've yet to see somebody do 100 push-ups with the perfect form or my example of perfect form push-ups yet. They've always been more half push-ups. Or their form starts to suck after a little bit. Oh, Maximus. What's up, man? Are you going to answer my question? You keep skipping my question. What are you talking about? What question did I skip? How do you lose weight fast? I really need to know. And what's your favorite part of basic training? My favorite part of basic training, not actually sure. I really don't know what was my favorite part. I liked shooting. I liked the cadence calling. I liked the cool downtime with the drill sergeants whenever they were just chill with us. I liked making friends with people. One of my favorite experiences was doing the pugils and bashing this guy's face in the ground, literally. That was really fun. But yeah, so what's the fastest way to lose weight? You know, work out multiple times a day, work out 2 times a day, do cardio, and have a proper diet, and then you'll lose a couple of pounds a week, and that's really the fastest way. And it really just kind of depends on how fat you are once you start. So if you're somebody who weighs 350 pounds, when you start working out, you're going to lose 50 pounds relatively quickly. But if you weigh 190 pounds and you're like 5'3" and you got to lose some weight, you know, you're not going to lose 40 pounds very quickly. It's going to take more time. So, there's not a shortcut. So the fastest way to lose weight, there is not a dang shortcut to this. It is just being consistent. I talked about that on Instagram yesterday. Being consistent, so working out, having a proper diet, sleeping right and all that stuff, and you'll be good to go. If I were to show you guys, or if I were to give you guys my command voice, the microphone would not pick it up. If I were to yell, it would not. You couldn't hear it because you're hearing through headphones and I'm talking through a mic. Is Boy Scouts going to help me when I join the Army? If you're an Eagle Scout, then you can come into the military at a higher rank. I was never a Boy Scout. I never did any of that stuff, so I'm not sure what kind of skills you're going to have that are going to benefit you. So I'm sure it'll help a little bit being something like that, but it's not going to be like you're going to be like so far ahead of everybody else, What would you do if you didn't join the military? Or if I didn't join the Army, I would be a software developer. So that's what I'm doing, and that's what I would do. Geek Source, what are your computer specs? 16 gigs of RAM, and when did I get? I got this. It's like an i5 6600K processor, and then I got like a 2 terabyte hard drive, 7200 RPMs, a 256 gig SSD, and I got like a 960 GTX graphics card or something. Man, I don't really remember all this stuff, but that's actually like the low end of the stuff. What I did was when I built my computer, because I built my computer, for those of you who don't know, what I did was I basically, went on PC Part Picker and everything and got all the pieces and stuff that I wanted, and then I went and was like, okay, I can live without 32 gigs of RAM, and I dropped that down to 16. I was okay, I can live without an i7 processor. I'm going to drop that down to an i5 6600K. I actually regret doing that now because YouTube videos rendering takes up a lot of power. So I am planning on upgrading that to the new i7 8700K. And then same thing with the SSD. I think I had like potentially a terabyte SSD in there. Decided to drop that down to a 256 gig. And not really need a big graphics card because I don't play games that much at all, really, on my computer. Are you allowed to brace your feet during the PT test? Are you talking about with like ankle braces and stuff? I cannot remember a time when anybody has worn an ankle brace during a PT test, because if you have an ankle brace, you probably have a profile, which means you don't have to take a PT test. So I would say yes and no. Like, I guess theoretically yes, because I don't know of any rule against it. But no, because if you have an ankle brace, you've probably got a profile to where you don't have to take a PT test. So anyways. Matt, can you answer my question? Where is your question? Samsung or Apple? Read after you answered first part. If you choose Apple, I'm unsubbing. Mr. Bacon. So, alright, so I have a PC, so I don't have a Mac. I do not like Mac computers. I don't like Apple computers, but here's an iPhone. Here's AirPods. Here's an Apple Watch. So I like the Apple accessories and stuff, but I don't like their computers because I'm a software developer. I like dealing with computers and taking them apart and doing all that stuff. So the Mac side of thing doesn't entice me into that. Plus they're like super duper super expensive. Like a Mac computer is insanely expensive compared to the equivalent of a PC. Like, it's insane. It's like literally double the price, which is ridiculous. Like, I understand they're really good at like certain things, but a Mac, like the MacBook Pro, that's like $3,000+. Like, you can make the same thing. You can get the same thing in a laptop basically for $1,200, and it's just like, that's just ridiculous. Yes, it's Apple, but like, I just get their iPhones, the AirPods because I have an iPhone, Apple Watch, which is great. So yeah. But I think my throat is starting to feel this one now. Apple computers are better for just school and work. See, I kind of also disagree with that because like you don't really need a super nice, super high-tech computer for just school and work, you know? If you are some kind of visual designer, then I can see where that comes into play. But like for school, no. I mean, they're really thin. You can get like the MacBook Air. I about hit that. You can get like the MacBook Air. That's fine, but like I don't know. Why is your flag black? I answered that in one of my end of 2017 Q&A. But the flag is black because I didn't want. First of all, it matches the color scheme of my apartment. Aside from my red blanket right here, which is so awkward to point at whenever you're looking reversed. So I only have a red blanket. Everything else is pretty much like a more modern style in my apartment. So that goes with that. Also, I didn't want the color for like the saturation purposes, and I thought it was going to mess with your eyes a little bit. As long as I don't wear a black t-shirt or a super dark t-shirt, in my opinion, it doesn't really mess with your eyes too bad anyways, or at least now, but that's why I just thought it would be easier on your eyes, and it matches my room better. I disliked this vid. Well, I'm going to block you then, so I'm just kidding. How was it taking showers at basic training? After PT in the mornings, if you have more than 5 minutes, you're probably going to take like a 1 or a 2 minute shower, because like you're downstairs in formation after PT, then you're going to run upstairs. And if you have more than 5 minutes, then that's kind of enough time to strip off all your PT clothes, run in the shower, get all the sand and the dirt off of you like super quick. I'm talking like a 30-second to a 1 minute shower, and then going and running, putting your uniform on, and then getting back downstairs for formation. So if you got 5 to 10 minutes, that's what it's going to be like. If you don't have any time hardly whatsoever, then you're probably not going to have time to shower in the mornings. You're just going to run upstairs, get in your uniform, come back downstairs, go for breakfast. At the end of the day, you're going to be able to shower and kind of take your time and stuff. So, my experience. That was my experience. Matt, how many of those American Fighter t-shirts do you have? I see you wearing them all the time. This isn't an American Fighter shirt, if you're wondering. This is a Flag Nor Fail shirt. But how many do I have? 1, 2. I would guesstimate about 10. American. No, I would say, yeah, let's say 7 American Fighter shirts and 3 Affliction shirts. 10 to 12, something like that. Reason being is Buckle. You buy them up at Buckle, and Buckle has a military discount, and their clothes are super expensive. So if you get a military discount, it kind of makes it more average price because I like their stuff. Would you mind playing some music? Yes, I would mind playing some music because then there would be a copyright strike. For push-ups, sorry, what? Luke Strucken Life for push-ups. What are you talking about for push-ups? Did you say something and I missed it? I might have missed it, Luke. What do you mean for push-ups? Have you ever been deployed? No, I haven't. Might get deployed in like 2019, 2020. What's your workout every day? It's a long story. I work out 5 times a week, and it kind of just varies. I'm in like a weird time right now where I'm like really busy, and I just try to fit in the gym where I can, and I just try to fit in stuff. So like some days I might have more time, so then I'll hit more body parts. So I'll do back and biceps together. Some days I don't have time, so I'll just hit back, or I'll just hit biceps with a little bit of something else. So it literally just varies. So I don't really have like a set workout scheme right now. So non-copyright music engage. I mean, I do have non-copyrighted music. but they're more of like background stuff. So music, non-copyright. Here's the song. Oh no, never mind. Everything's muted, so you guys can't hear it anyways. No, you cannot. Your boy Jacob. He's talking about using a brace for push-ups during PT. No, you can't use anything for push-ups in. No. No. Nothing can help you for push-ups at all. Okay. How should I work out every day? I try to do 2 hours. Is that good? Nick Castro, see, it's not necessarily about the amount of time in the gym. It's about the efficiency of what you're doing in the gym. So I could spend 5 hours in the gym and get a crappier workout than I did if I would have just spent 1 hour in the gym. Because I guarantee you, I could take your 2-hour workout and compress that into 1 hour, and you will get a way better results from what I would do with you in that 1 hour than your 2 hours of working out. So you got to look at what you're actually doing in that time. So it's not necessarily about the time, but 2 hours, yes, that's not bad. That's a little bit on the higher end. I work out now for generally about an hour and a half, 1 to 1.5 hours. That's non-cardio. So if I go into the gym to work out, it's an hour to an hour and a half, maybe a tiny bit more if I do abs and stuff that day, and then I'll do 30 to 45 minutes of running, pretty much on a 5-day-a-week basis. So, which makes my total exercise time around about 2 hours, but time in the gym is an hour to an hour and a half. Matt, can you rap? Nope, and I've never even tried. But I like rap music, but I've never tried. Do you play Fortnite? Nope, although I've heard good things about Fortnite. What should my diet? I'm 5'3" and 146 pounds. Should my diet? What should be my diet? I really need to know. Also, can I chat with you? Please answer me. This is important. Again, message me on Instagram. But you're 5'3" and 146 pounds. Are you trying to gain weight? Because if you're trying to gain weight, that's totally different than trying to lose weight. But anyways, and I think I'm almost done. I think I am almost on. What sports did you play in high school? Football, basketball, baseball. Baseball is my main sport, and you've lost 10 pounds within the time of this stream. Yeah, from all the talking I'm doing. My throat hurts. Like I told you guys at the beginning of the stream, my throat hurts a little bit. Do I know any Spanish words? Gracias. I've pretty much forgotten. I'm like me gusta making YouTube videos. Like I like making YouTube videos. I mean, I really don't remember much Spanish at all from high school. Not much at all. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's gonna be it for this live stream. I don't know how much longer my throat can take it. I made it almost an hour. 58 minutes and 12 seconds, 13 seconds, 14 seconds. What makes the green grass grow? I don't know. What is your favorite ice cream? Chocolate ice cream with some peanut butter and stuff. But yeah, you guys, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Links right here. Snapchat's right here. I'm not Snapchat. Twitter's right here. I might actually use this for things in the future, to ask you guys questions and stuff, and just it's an easier place to communicate with you guys. It's just much easier because honestly, I just don't have as much followers on there on Twitter because it's just a new thing, and I'm just letting you guys know. So I don't have that many followers on Twitter, nor do a lot of you guys have Twitter. So it's a nice place for me to communicate. So, anyways, thank you, Shoulder. Good night. Appreciate it. If my throat's feeling better, I might do a live stream tomorrow. I might. I'm not gonna guarantee it to you guys, but we will see. Yeah. So that's it. Hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you guys later.